This year's championship is as unpredictable as ever, making all 24 teams perfect for a road to glory in career mode. But here are my favourite top 5 teams to use for an RTG in FC26. The first team we'll take a look at are the current league leaders, who are unbeaten in their first 6 and looking for a return to the top flight for the first time in nearly a decade, and that club is 3.5-star Middlesbrough. Since their relegation from the Premier League in 2017, the Borough have remained in the second tier since and have only been to the playoff once in that time, meaning younger fans may feel like the club will never return to the heights they once reached when 20 years ago they were runners-up in the Europa League final after previously winning the EFL Cup 2 seasons before. Middlesbrough start off with a relatively modest budget of just over £9 million, but it's still enough in the second tier to improve the team both in the short term and the long term. My recommendation is to hire 2 top-class youth scouts and start scouting England, looking for more local talent in the North East to join club captain Dale Fry and Hayden Hackney, who are both from the region, and Scotland for geographical proximity. I'd also recommend scouting Australia due to the club having strong connections with the country, with 2 current internationals in the first team squad right now, and having former Aussie internationals Mark Viduka and Mark Schwarzer regarded as club icons. In terms of transfers, I recommend looking for top talent all throughout the EFL and youngsters in the Scottish Premier League too. You'll enjoy great North East rivalries with Newcastle United and Sunderland when you eventually reach the Premier League, and for a team who have been stuck in purgatory in recent years and confined to playing second division football, the Borough are crying out for anyone who is looking to bring them Premier League and European football back to the Riverside Stadium. If you can be that person, give the Borough a go. The next team to use is definitely one for anyone who likes a real challenge. It's the joint lowest rated team in the championship, weighing in at just 2.5 stars, Sheffield Wednesday. The Owls are currently generating more headlines off the pitch due to major financial uncertainty, leading to unpaid wages and transfer embargoes, making their future look very precarious. This year, EA have added in a new feature allowing you to start with points deductions if you wish for an extra challenge, and whilst Wednesday haven't received one yet, it's definitely something to consider starting with if you'd like an extra degree of difficulty to your save. Because of the financial trouble Sheffield Wednesday have, you'll be starting off with the lowest budget in the championship. A pitiful £2.4 million kitty gives you very little to work with, so my recommendation is to blow the squad up right from the very get-go and go for a major rebuild. Totally reinvent the Sheffield Wednesday team and look to assemble a new core. With over half your squad out of contract at the end of the season, I recommend selling all the seniors in the team on those higher wages that the club can't afford to pay and raise as much money as you can, with the one exception being to keep current captain Barry Bannon, who the fans regard as a club legend due to his incredible loyalty throughout his entire tenure when he easily could have jumped ship several times. Once you've got a bit of cash from the sales, I recommend hiring the best youth scouts you can and get looking for incredible local talent ASAP, as you'll aim to find the best boys in Sheffield that will go straight into your academy and, due to the lack of squad depth, straight into the first team, as you aim to assemble a new core of supreme young talent to rebuild Sheffield Wednesday with. Your main rivals are of course Sheffield United, who you'll contest the Steel City derby with, as the Blades are also in the Championship, and whilst the red side of Sheffield has had a bit more success in recent years with their stints in the Premier League, your job will be to bring some much needed stability to the blue side of Sheffield and bring Premier League football back to Hillsborough for the first time in over a quarter of a century. This is the most difficult challenge of all 24 teams in the second tier, so if you fancy testing yourself and becoming a club legend, this is the club to start with. From the smallest budget in the championship to the biggest at £20 million, our third team is recently relegated Southampton, who have had a very interesting 15 years that can only be described as a roller coaster. The Saints have gone from back-to-back promotions from League One to the Premier League, to playing Europa League football 9 years ago, to EFL Cup finalists, to relegation, to promotion, and finally to relegation last season, where for a very long time it looked like they might break an unwanted record for fewest points in a Premier League campaign. Yes, I think rollercoaster is the perfect word to describe the Saints' recent history. Southampton have long had a tradition of being known as one of England's elite clubs, however, for producing and developing young talents, with many internationals coming through their famous academies such as Theo Walcott, Gareth Bale, Premier League record goalscorer Alan Shearer, Adam Lallana, and many, many more. Because of this, my recommendation is to continue to be known as one of England's talent factories and get the absolute best youth scouts you can find 5-star judgment minimum, and get scouting in the south of England and anywhere else you want, aiming to build the best youth academy in the country. For transfers, I recommend sticking to what the Saints have done recently, picking up young players from the top 6 clubs in England who are looking for more game time for their development, such as Romeo Lavia, Gavin Bazunu and Samuel Edozie, but also looking to unearth supreme talent from outside of England, like they did with Sadio Mane at RB Salzburg and Virgil van Dijk at Celtic, to either keep or sell on to a big English club for a massive profit. Your main rivals will be fellow Championship club Portsmouth, but you'll also have some intense South Coast derbies with Brighton and Bournemouth when you get back to the Premier League, and that'll be your goal in Season 1. An instant bounce back to top flight football, where you'll aim to keep it and bring European football back to St Mary's. It's time to get the Saints back to where they fell from. Wrexham Football Club are looking to do something that has never been done before, and that is achieve 4 straight promotions, going from the National League to the Premier League in the quickest time in history. The Welsh club have achieved their meteoric rise through massive financial backing from American actors Ryan McElhenney and Rob Reynolds, and whilst their in-game budget is quite modest at £7 million, the club's off-the-pitch reputation and healthy financial situation is now enabling them to go after some bigger talents that other clubs are unable to pursue. Due to the club mainly achieving their success through external signings, however, my recommendation is to try and do the opposite. Finally get some academy talent for the long term, hiring 2 top scouts that can find you local prospects from Wales as you look for the next Gareth Bale and Ryan Giggs, and also America to please your current owners. As for transfers though, stick to the model Wrexham currently have, attracting big former internationals such as Ben Foster and Kiefer Moore, becoming more and more ambitious as your RTG goes on. I've compiled a brief transfer shortlist for you to have yourselves for former internationals you could possibly sign in Season 1 or maybe Season 2, and the further you take Wrexham, the more you can expand your search to even bigger names in world football looking for one last payday before retirement. You'll have excellent Welsh derbies with Newport County, Cardiff City and Swansea City all in the EFL, but perhaps your main new rivals will be Birmingham City, who you'll contest what is now known as the Hollywood Derby due to the Blues' backing from legendary NFL quarterback Tom Brady. Whether you love them or hate them, Wrexham are here to stay and their ambition is sky high. Become the first club in history to achieve 4 straight promotions and take the Welsh side into the big time, growing the club on and off the pitch as you aim to continue their movie-like journey. My final team is my personal favourite for an RTG this year, for a club who seems to tick all the boxes but isn't quite the finished article yet. It's 3.5-star Norwich City from East Anglia. The Canaries were recently in the Premier League in 2022 and seem to have what you call a solid foundation for a return, with an average starting budget of £10 million and a good young team with a couple of very bright prospects. The club have had a history of producing some good talent in recent years, now competing in European competitions, such as Jacob Murphy at Newcastle United and Jonathan Rowe now at Bologna. So with that being the case, my recommendation is to continue to develop good talent through the academy by hiring the best scouts you can and scouting the home counties for local talent, and the Republic of Ireland too, as former defender Andrew Omobamidele is a current senior international. As for transfers, I recommend looking for talent within all England's top 4 leagues, but also the Danish league, where Norwich have invested heavily in recent years and have a number of Danish players in their current squad as you look to unearth some hidden gems from Scandinavia. Your main rivals will be recently relegated Ipswich Town, who you'll contest the East Anglian Derby with at your famous old ground which is in the game, Carrow Road. The reason why Norwich are so great for an RTG is because the club can be described as a good but not good enough yet team who have always seemed to have just 1 or 2 pieces missing from taking the next step to the next level. Whether that's back to the top flight, European football in the top flight, or then winning their first ever FA Cup or Premier League, the side have just never quite got over that hurdle despite a great base and a passionate fan base. So if you're up for the challenge of being that manager that finally gets them to where they've always been so close to reaching before falling away, give Norwich City a go for your next RTG and bring those major honours and European football to Carrow Road. Thank you for watching this top 5 championship teams in FC 26 Career Mode, guys. I really hope this guide was useful for you. If there are any other teams you think would be great for an RTG, then please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, please do click the subscribe button for daily Career Mode videos. Thanks for watching, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for another video on my channel very soon.